Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Phil Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Oh, Lilith Hellfire. Get it all tonight. She looks like they're going to drop in the worst way. Anyway, welcome back to the Ultimate Spider Cast. I am Phil, and again, joining me as always, the biggest fan of Peter it is.
Oh, Lady Lou, what's the way?
Like I said, you're getting all your favorites tonight because you're getting Peter. You got, hey, in this miniseries, you get an issue with Ben. You know you love Ben Riley. And the X-Men. I was summoned by Chad.
Chad.
Wait, is Chad saying he summoned himself? Don't summon yourself, Chad. You go blind. Oh no, it's Russell.
I figured.
What, are they doing shifts now? Chad joined us on the Batman show. Now Russell's showing up for Spider-Man. Oh, okay.
Somebody's got to babysit us.
Works for me. I know, we're losing our babysitters.
Wild like an animal.
It's pretty bad.
That works for Wolverine.
Oh, nice. Pretty bad when that's your babysitter. All right, so yes, we're back for another X-Men episode of Spider Cast. So this time we're doing the X-Men and Spider-Man miniseries from 2009. What? Did you read the wrong one?
No, of course not.
Sure. This isn't the one with Hobbs.
My name's not Matt Kona.
Oh, suck it, Kona.
Suck it, Kona.
Damn. No, this is not the one with Hobgoblin. That's the 90s, Russell. Yeah, no, this is from 2009.
And not the 2014 one either, although that is the superior one. There, I said it, Phil. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord. You said superior. Don't do that. Even though he's away.
He's on vacation. It's fine.
So what? He's going to be on vacation tomorrow. And he's still going to join us for the Shang-Chi review on Capes and Lunatics episode 225.
Well, that is his duty. He is in his free time. He does not have to babysit us, although we appreciate anybody who likes to come and babysit us on the live.
I'm that kind of freak.
That's right, Charlie Esser. It is your duty. All right, so let's jump into this 4-issue miniseries, X-Men and Spider-Man. Again, it'll jump around between different time periods, but the first one, X-Men and Spider-Man #1 from January 2009, The Strangest Teens of All.
Yeah, definitely. The way Professor X likes it.
Hey-o. Christos Gage, writer, Mario Alberti, artist, Jared K. Fletcher, letterer, Thomas Brenman, assistant editor, Stephen Wacker, editor, and Joe Quesada, editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
One more day.
Love the man, but not all the time.
One more day.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, not all the time.
All right, so here we go. Craven. Oh, you know it's going to be a fun time when Craven shows up. Craven incorrectly brands Spider-Man a mutant on national television and announces his intention to bring him to justice. Worrying what danger this label might put Spider-Man in, the X-Men decide to track him down and offer him membership in their team. I don't know, man. You better bring your paycheck.
Like I said, 2014 is superior.
Yes, Russell, I know. We're going to talk Cobra Commander, counting down the days to Cobra.
Enjoy your blue snake, people.
What? Spider-Man, meanwhile, brushes off this declaration and vows to enjoy his night. After changing into his civilian identity of Peter Parker, he meets up with his friends, Gwen Stacy. Yes, this is back in the day. Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane Watson, Flash Thompson.
Flash? What are you doing here?
and Harry Kindred Osborne at a local coffee
You
shop.
shut your filthy mouth.
I
I reject that retcon. I reject it.
was going to say one of these names on this list is Kindred, so we'll see.
It's Mary Jane, plot twist.
Oh.
She's a redhead. She has no soul. Put it together, people.
What if the Mary Jane who was married to has been stuck in
She's
hell?
a
this time?
scroll.
No, what if it's a demon? What if the Mary Jane he was married to has been stuck in hell this whole time?
Yes, but they would never go there.
No.
This isn't Johnny from Fantastic Four.
Mary Jane, I'm sorry you've been stuck in hell for years. That's okay, Tiger. I lived in Florida for a while. It's about the same.
Exactly. She's used to it.
Hey-oh.
We've met her family.
And Anna's Mephisto, confirmed.
You know what? I never did like that lady.
Flash, wait till this Russell. Flash doesn't get good until he loses his legs. Oh, that's dark.
We love Flash Thompson here. We don't do that here, Russell.
Oh, I guess maybe he's talking about Agent Venom. Maybe he doesn't get good till Agent Venom.
No. When he fell in love with Spider-Man and was Spider-Man's biggest fan, that's the day I fell in love with Flash.
I was going to say he was good before that. Felicia Hardy would like a word with you, sir.
Exactly. She changed her whole mind about the big lug. And honestly, I think that's what changed my mind about him too.
Oh my. All right. The X-Men, dressed in their civilian attire, close in on Spider-Man's position using Jean Grey's telepathy.
Hashtag rapey, but that's fine, I guess.
Well, they're not altering anyone's mind. They're just trying to find them. They enter
It's like the Batman phone in the Nolan trilogy.
Red phone.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
That Cerebro is very invasive.
Oh, I thought you were going to say red.
Very invasive.
Oh, I thought you were going to say red phone, red head.
Oh. It's packed to the gills with them in this issue.
Oh, that's true. They enter and search for Spider-Man's mental signal, but can't find one. But tension arises when Flash Thompson asks Jean to dance. Oh,
he's always wanting Mary Jane secretly.
She knows. I know what's on your mind. I don't have to be a telepath to know what's on your mind.
Bobby Drake and Hank McCoy ain't having none of that, bruh.
I know. The jealousy only escalates when Harry and Peter see their respective girlfriends, MJ and Gwen, dancing with Hank McCoy and Bobby Drake.
You don't gotta worry about Bobby, though.
I was going to say.
We're good on that one.
I was going to say, retcon, you don't gotta worry about Bobby Drake. Hank McCoy, man, he's all hands, though. I don't know if you have to worry about him though either. He's got all those hairy palms. Hey-oh.
We do not do Hank McCoy slander in this house,
Philip. Craven suddenly storms into the coffee bar and calls out Spider-Man. While Peter discreetly changes into his costume in the bathroom, the X-Men rip off their civilian clothes and engage Craven, as well as his accomplice, the Blob.
Well, we're going to summon Charlie now.
Oh!
The Blob, Boulder, the Thing, like, we're just asking for it at this point.
Man, Lilith, don't be so salty.
It's so salty. I don't know what's going on.
It's only been 24 hours. You got to remember that.
It's so salty. Did you see how much I drank last night?
Oh, that's true.
The 2 shows? Jeez, Philip.
Oh, that's true. Oh, she's like, oh, I got to deal with you one-on-one.
But it was a blackout.
Oh, see, miss, I got to deal with you one-on-one. I'm going to drink. But yes, she drank heavily, kids. The day ended in Y. Hey,
Anywho, back to this butt kicking.
Back to the Blob. Spider-Man joins them when they take the fight outside. Although the heroes succeed in neutralizing the Blob and forcing Craven to flee.
He got that DNA, baby.
Hey-oh!
Talk about thwip.
What kind of book are we reading? The man in the loincloth got the DNA.
He managed to draw blood from them. Hey, I'm kink shaming that, okay? That was without permission.
Craven manages to draw blood from each of them. Later, Craven meets up with his employer, Mr. Sinister. What, Russell? Craven needs to go to therapy, realize he is the ultimate prey. No, he needs to stop.
Gonna come after you. You better watch your back. Talking about him like that.
No, he needs to stop having all those kids. Anytime he dies, man, I swear, there's always like 20 illegitimate kids ready to kill.
He is a wild man that likes to spread his seeds, so.
Got the, yeah, I know, loincloth. Come on.
Got the taco meat.
Hey-oh. Yes, and he's meeting Mr. Sinister in a dark alleyway.
Oh, this isn't the DC. You know what alley be? What alley that be?
Bang, bang. Yes, he meets Mr. Sinister in a dark alleyway and hands over 5 vials of the X-Men's DNA as per their deal.
Give me the money.
No, that's true.
We need the money. Gimme.
So, Lilith, what did you think?
Not in the face.
This was very jarring, honestly. It's one thing to see like Spider-Man with like Wolverine or just one of them, like the whole team. It's a little bit of overkill, and this feels like a complete and utter cash grab. I mean, we even have the whole Spidey gang there too. Really?
I know, and it's that OG
in
team.
A dance club? Like, how 2009 can you get?
And it's that OG team, man. It's a lot of white on.
It's supposed to be like retconned back into like issue like 66 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, there's so much white on white crime in this issue.
There's so much taco meat and red hair. I don't know.
Hey, it was the 60s. Lilith, it was the 60s, man.
Apparently. But no, I mean, I like the art. It's an okay story. I mean, we get the confrontation. We get a little bit of a fight. Usually we don't get the fight till the second issue. So they're trying to move things along, and I can respect that.
Well, again, and two, since every issue jumps like time frames, you kind of somewhat wrap it up each issue.
Yeah, so I do like that framing device of jumping around in time. So
yeah. All right, so we get to issue 2.
Let's do it. There's
X-Men.
no notes you want to talk about or anything? Okay.
What? I think you summed it up nice. I mean, it's just
okay.
Yeah, that original team. Just, I love how we have to like include Mary Jane and Gwen and Harry and Flash. Of course, Flash is the one goes for the other redhead.
Exactly. I do want to shout out Jean for doing our one favor though. Although I don't think it comes until a little bit later, is where she uses Cerebro to basically say he's not a mutant and he's not a menace. So suck it, JJ.
Oh.
Which I was like, ooh, wouldn't that be cool if No Way Home, that's how it ended, and that's how they introduced the X-Men? Like, there's so many possibilities! Because he's on trial for killing Mysterio! Like, wouldn't that be perfect?
Can you imagine if we get like Matt Murdock, we get the X-Men?
Oh, Fantastic Four for good measure. You get your favorite person and you get your favorite team.
Thing throws him out to say General Motors, pal.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up. Okay, let's move on to the next issue. Sorry.
Okay, so yes, X-Men and Spider-Man number 2 from February 2009. Last Hunts.
Again? It's always the last hunt. I don't trust Craven anymore. I don't think he knows what the word last means.
So yeah, by the same team, and of course, and Hunt, kid. So yes, this takes place around the time of Craven's last hunt. So we're jumping ahead.
To be fair, it's plural. So
yes. Oh yeah, Mutant Massacre and Craven's last hunt. Yeah. So we've jumped ahead about 20 years.
What is this Spider-Man life story?
We completely skipped the 70s, kids.
Well, there's some weird stuff going on.
One of my arch enemy almost married my aunt.
I mean, that's happened like twice by now, but.
And I pinned the other one to the wall.
What? Vulture, Doc Ock. A lot of fingers have been in Aunt May's pie, is all I'm saying.
Whoa! Whoa!
What? I was only and she cools on the windowsill. Get your head out
It's
of the
so salty.
so dusty.
I'm talking about the pie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
Like
someone
that.
that paid good money for that in Florida.
What?
Talk about your cobwebs.
What?
Talk about your cobwebs, spiderwebs, cobwebs.
Oh, okay.
Although Marissa's so mad at it, I don't think she's got cobwebs on it. I'm just saying.
Oh man, geez.
Well, you know, happy.
Why do you think they call him Happy?
Exactly.
All right, so issue 2, Spider-Man, having recently been left for dead by Kraven, remember Buried Alive, kids, approaches the X-Men with files he commandeered from the deceased Hunter's estate that concern Kraven's first encounter with the X-Men. The X-Men are less than receptive. Still dealing with the aftermath of the mutant massacre, they nearly dismiss Spider-Man's discovery until they learn the same man, Mr. Sinister, might be behind both events. What?
Exactly. I like how basically it goes. They go from X-Men to X Factor. I'm just saying. This is like a lot that they jumped in between because it's like Dazzler's there, so that means they're like up into the 200s.
Well, yeah, this is Mutant Massacre, so this is around the 210, 212 issue range. Yeah.
And since Dazzler's there, that means like what doesn't that narrow it down to, like 214, between 214 and 215, I think.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, before they go back to the island with all the injured.
Yeah, and right before, right before
and
we
then
get.
he's wearing the black suit, so Secret Wars is happening. Like a lot.
Oh yeah, Kraven's Last Hunt was 290 something. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so it's like, holy crap, we missed a lot here, buddy.
I know, man. We really skipped it. Like I said, really skipped the 70s. You know, skipped the first Clone Saga, Dark Phoenix, all of it.
And also, like, how rude of Spider-Man to talk about Storm's hair. I like Storm's mohawk, although Wolverine's button chops, never been a fan of. And Rogue's multicolored mullet is iconic, and you can suck it if you don't like it. All right, it's iconic. She made a choice, and she's stuck with it.
I mean, leave Spider-Man alone. He's just been buried alive for 2 weeks.
Suck it.
Spiders can live that long without hair. It'll be all right.
He's a Spider-Man.
Yeah, he does everything that a spider can, so it'll be fine.
Like Sheldon Cooper says, he can't do everything a spider can. He can't crawl in your ear and die.
Well, if he remembers that he's a scientist, he can shrink himself down and do that if he wanted to.
Bazinga!
Exactly. Bazinga, indeed.
Oh my god.
You know, get some unstable molecules, get some shoddy stuff from Dr. Doom.
Oh, yeah. Pim particles.
I could sprinkle some pin particles on it to make it bigger.
What?
Nobody wants those dusty old Pim particles.
Oh my.
I mean, maybe now we want Pim particles now that, you know, a certain person's playing Ant-Man.
Oh.
I feel so bad for Paul Rudd's son who looks older than his... I'm starting to think that he's Paul Rudd's dad. I don't know what's going on here.
Dip him in that Lazarus pit.
I don't know what's going on.
He's got some penicillin tea in the will to live, let me tell you.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we can do issue 3. I don't appreciate him talking about the bad hairdos. I was just like, sir, you've looked the same for 80 years.
I think it was more a plot device. It's just like, oh, look how much time has passed. Meanwhile, it's like
Storm's mohawk is iconic.
Meanwhile, it's like there's completely different members here. I think we know time has passed.
Dazzler, baby, Dazzler.
Well,
Dazzler in and of herself is a very large indicator.
I mean, even that first issue was before Wolverine and Storm's time. It's like, yeah, we know things are different.
Like I said, the old team's now basically X Factor.
Exactly. They head to a location listed in the file and discover a secret access hatch to the Morlock tunnels.
Oh, remember when Storm became the leader of the... Never mind. Know your storm history.
That's right.
They
And
actually did a really cool, the 90s cartoon did a really cool episode, although they didn't do that technical story. We did meet the Morlocks, and that was a really good story.
oh yeah. They had lots of good.
They even did Spider-Man meeting the X-Men like twice. Although it's when he became the Man Spider, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that episode. That was traumatic for me.
The 90s. Inside of which they encounter the Marauders. A battle.
Yeah, baby.
Not that Marauders.
I know.
A battle ensues, but this time with the help of Spider-Man, the X-Men maintain the upper hand, eventually forcing the Marauders to commit a desperate gambit that sends the X-Men tumbling into one of Sinister's top secret labs. There, the X.
Plot points is convenient.
They went right through that convenient plot point hatch. That's right.
What is this, Lost?
There, the X-Men discover botched clones of the 5 original X-Men and finally
Spider-Man's like, I can relate.
Luckily, my clone died and will never return.
Oh, honey.
See next issue.
Oh, that was great.
And finally understand the true purpose of Mr. Sinister's interest in mutants. The Marauders destroy the lab, but Spider-Man and the X-Men emerge unscathed, at which point they head home, determined to bring the fight to Sinister. Meanwhile, Mr. Sinister visits the grave of the recently deceased Kraven and tells the corpse he can relax, knowing his legacy is safe in Sinister's hands. Sure, Jam.
I love how they misspelled Kraven's name on the tombstone, by the way. Yikes. Yikes.
I mean, it's Kraven. He never got respect.
Nobody puts respect on his name.
They're making that tombstone like, how do you spell his name? Who cares?
Nobody's going to call us out for it. It's Kraven.
He doesn't have any next of kin. Meanwhile, he's got like 50 kids out there.
Illegitimate children. They don't count.
Oh!
Well, not nice in church.
Those kids probably can't even read.
If that was really even their real dad. Like, are you trying to get child support from this guy? That guy?
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 Kraven fans, but what was Stan smoking when he created Kraven?
Smoked a doobie.
Oh, I think he was doing a little sugar booger for Kraven.
Oh.
I mean, he was friends with Hugh Hefner. I'm just saying. If you know, you know.
Excelsior.
Not to slander our Lord and Savior Stan Lee, but
So,
70s were wild, baby.
so you're saying doing some illicit substance off the naked buttocks of a young lady?
Excelsior.
Bunny ears? Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man, we thought we loved Stan before, huh, kid?
He's my idol for a reason.
Oh, why? Oh, kids, yeah, support our Patreon so we can airdrop Lilith Hellfire into Playboy Man.
Well, it's not the Playboy Mansion anymore.
I know, it's gone. It's gone. Don't bum us out with like that, Lilith Hellfire. We know it's gone.
I know. I'm more bummed than anyone. I could just do the Jensen Eccles and get the one perfect tear. Like, supernatural reference. Suck it.
Those were the days, man. We tried to sneak them Playboys. Yep.
Oh, Angel and Beast and Iceman. That just brings a tear to my eye. The good old days. Anywho, yeah, this story was a mess. I think this was way too big of a time jump, but like honestly,
Yeah.
we're doing Kraven stories. There are huge time gaps between those stories, so I get it.
All right. So should we get to issue 3?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. X-Men and Spider-Man number 3, March 2009. The Clone Sagas.
Plural again. Get it?
Yeah.
You see the trend? You get it? See what they're doing?
See, that's why he's doing these big time jumps, because it's like, where can I find similarity
From
between
event
the
to event, baby.
Exactly.
That's how we live our life now. Modern comics is all.
I mean, it can't be that hard. I mean, who, up to a point, who had the biggest events at Marvel? Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Exactly, because think about it. This story takes place between issues X-Men, the second series 45 through I think like Uncanny X-Men 325, 26, 27, 28, something like that. So that's a big jump.
Oh yeah. And again, it's just like, and we know this is taking place sometime after Spectacular Spider-Man 229.
Yeah. But also, like, what was up with Archangel wearing the classic blue and white costume, but the blue skin and the metal wings
He did for a quick second. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I guess.
Because I can't think of it.
I think
because he was given to those by Apocalypse. It's just for me, like, I can't think.
Yeah, I know eventually he was just like, I'm not going to be, Apocalypse's little, weapon anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he takes off that original Archangel suit at some point, I think. And, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. Now he, like, transforms back and forth. It's so weird.
We don't talk about him anymore. Just another rich guy.
Check out X-Corp. Check out the X-Corp book, kids.
Please don't.
Him and Monet. And a certain someone's favorite character, one of their favorite characters, Madrox the Multiple Man.
What the F?
Charlie?
No, Ray.
Ray?
Sounds like a blind, Jan.
Ray.
He loves the Multiple Man. He loves Hercules.
Bet he does.
Oh,
Out of the pouch.
I kid because I love.
Boing.
What?
I kid because I love.
I mean, come on, Lilith. I mean, you doubt it? I mean, the man who says
Sausage.
I totally forgot about the Spider-Man villain slide. I was just like, really?
Oh, I know. Well,
We threw
everyone.
him in here.
I mean, at the point, yeah. I mean, at the point,
This is a crock pot of mess. I'm sorry. If you weren't gonna say it, I'm gonna say it.
At this point in the '90s, I think Slide may have shown up once or twice.
That's why I was just like, really? Might as well call the Vulture at that point.
Well, I mean, at least the Vulture has history. Slide is just like,
Random cannon fodder.
Exactly. Oh my Lord, I love this. If you look at the full summary, it says a few years ago, somewhere under New Jersey. I was going to put it in a toxic waste dump. Is there any redeeming qualities to New Jersey?
We're doing me now?
Yeah, Charlie lives there. Well, more specifically, Tristan Esser lives there.
True.
I do it for free.
All right, so somewhere under New Jersey. Mr. Sinister flees after the X-Men attack him in one of his secret laboratories.
Oh man, that man's got so much freaking money for all those secret laboratories. So jealous.
I mean, he's pretty much. How old is he? I mean, yeah, he better be sucking away that money. Well, didn't Gambit run into him in the 19th century? I remember that.
Yeah, he's at least $1 billion.
Exactly. Leaving them free to investigate his notes. Should be fake notes. They discover a reference to a Spider-Man clone. What? And approach him about it. At which point he freely admits the Spider-Man they knew, Peter Parker, is actually a clone.
Blasphemy!
While he, Ben Reilly, is the original.
Blasphemy! I mean, I wanted it to be true, but it was a waste of time because it wasn't. And that's what pisses me off about the Clone Saga. I'll say it again and again.
Well, they wanted so bad.
Have the balls to do it.
They wanted
wasted our time.
They wanted so bad to like get rid of that marriage to certain people at Marvel, but it's like they didn't want him to get divorced. I guess they didn't want to kill her off, so it's like, oh hey, we'll make him the clone. But then I don't think they thought it completely through. So because it's like
spent our life with our whole lives with a clone.
Yeah, since 150, yeah, and it's like it's around issue 400 now. It's like most people read it, the whole time I've read it. It's like, but then too, they never thought it through. Where it's like, okay, so Peter and Mary Jane are going to leave, but Peter's going to keep the name. So it's like every issue opens up. Oh, I call myself Ben Reilly, but I'm Ben
Reilly, the fastest spider alive.
And exactly. And it's like, you can't just like slide back into Peter Parker's life because everyone would be like, oh, hey, where's Mary Jane?
She fell off a bridge.
Oh,
you know that happens a lot around here, right?
So it's like they really didn't fully think it through. To like, okay, well, how do we make Ben the original?
This is why you need a quality editor. the tough questions and make you think it through. They were balls to the wall, just full of shenanigans during that.
Yeah, and sales wise, I mean, the thing was selling, I guess, like crazy. So
until it didn't.
yeah, the sales department. Well, because the sales department kept saying, keep going. Because I think originally it was only supposed to be like 3 months or something. But like, it ended up being 2 years. Yeah, because the sales team kept saying, keep going.
And at that point, that's when you need strong editorial management.
Because kids, what was keeping Marvel alive in the 90s? Clone Saga,
X-Men, and them selling off the rights.
I was going to say Clone Saga and Age of Apocalypse.
Speaking of which, I love how Scott laments about, I wish Sinister didn't mess with the Summer Boys in the Jean Grey line. Me too, buddy. Me too. I wish you would have stayed married to Madeline, because quite honestly, you are not good enough for my Jean. There, I said it. I don't care. Y'all can fight me. They're not a good couple. They're not even a good throuple.
Oh.
Burn.
Sorry, I digress. Go ahead. Carry
on. I mean, who's good enough for her? If it's not Cyclops, if it's not Wolverine, who is it?
Namor, obviously.
Oh. I said
she could be the queen of Atlantis. She deserves to be a queen.
What are you,
even the Phoenix Force recognized that. I'm just saying.
Is Namor supposed to have a harem, just like Sue Storm, her?
I mean, the story writes itself, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you really working that speedo, Lilith Hellfire.
Maritime law, baby. Anything goes.
Oh, he's saying he's salvaging that booty. Oh. Oh man, we've had team ups with Spider-Man and Namor. Oh, Lilith Hellfire, I'm gonna get you a Namor.
Namor November.
Sometime next.
I can't really replace Hobble Gobble Gobble though.
I sometime next year I will give you a Namor month.
Summertime for the Speedo.
Oh, there you go. Maybe after
Summer of the Speedo.
maybe after our. Are we still doing Summer of '69?
Yeah. I'm not in a hurry to do Namor stories. It's fine.
I was thinking maybe June next year. As many 69s as we can. All right, yeah, but I'll get you Namor at some point.
Nice.
All right, so yes, X-Men are reading the notes. Ben Reilly shows up, so he's the original. Moving on, Spider-Man discovers a reference to the supervillain Carnage in the file, because it's the 90s. And the group proceeds to his holding location immediately.
How can you take a guy named Cletus seriously?
Oh! Once there, they find Mr. Sinister brokering a deal with the homicidal menace. An attack. Sinister overpowers them and prepares to finish them. Prepares to
finish him.
Nice.
When he gets a glimpse into Spider-Man's tortured psyche and flees after sharing some ominous words with Spider-Man. Because even though Ben thinks he's the original at this point, Sinister's like, oh crap, he's the clone.
Don't want that.
He looked at the Ben Reilly's head and says, I don't want no parts of that.
And that's how we know he's the real Spider. Supposed to be the real Spider-Man. Just saying.
After the X-Men lock Carnage away, Spider-Man begins to wonder if he might actually be a clone. Don't say. Meanwhile, Mr. Sinister applies the genetic sample he obtained from Carnage to his newest cloning experiment.
Like, could you imagine that being your special freaking interest? Like, Mr. Sinister has ADHD. Or he's autistic. That's his special interest, is the cloning thing.
I thought you were going to say...
It's ridiculous. His storyline is ridiculous.
I thought you were going to say, can you imagine your special sauce in your project being Carnage?
That too. That too. Although...
That hillbilly.
You, Sony.
At least they went to Woody Harrelson.
I mean, although that's what we're coming for. Nobody...
What? We're coming for Woody?
Why do they make it so easy? Yeah, everybody's coming for Harrelson, you know?
If
Sorry,
that movie,
Tom Hardy.
If they're actually...
Hardy. I don't think they should be in a movie together now that I think about it. This was bad. It was nice to see Iceman, though. road trip that him and Rogue took. That was actually a pretty good story.
Oh yeah.
I like those two as friends.
But I think we kind of did an episode early on Comic Capers about Maximum Carnage. I was gonna say we should
There's plenty more Carnage stories where that came from, buddy.
I was gonna say maybe we should just revisit Maximum Carnage, do a couple episodes here just to mock it.
When is that movie coming out?
What? Venom 2?
Yeah.
Venom 2, Let There Be Cash Grab. Hold on, let me see.
Oh my god, yes. I need that on a t-shirt, Philip. I would wear that to the movie theater.
Well, right now it's scheduled for October 15th.
Okay, so we haven't moved it?
As of right now, yeah.
Are we all wait? I mean, Shang-Chi is doing fine.
Well, I just saw something today. I guess they're saying that I guess Disney has like 2 or 3 weeks to decide what they're going to do with Eternals, which is the first week in November, whether they're going to do, just theatrical or if
they could do Thanksgiving weekend. That would make sense.
Well, no, I don't think that Disney not talking about moving Eternals. It's like, are they just going to do straight theatrical, or are they going to do the Disney Plus thing too, like they did with Black Widow?
That's where they made all their money, but then that's where they got in trouble too. So
yeah, that's probably the thing. They're probably afraid of the legal stuff, but it's like, yeah, but COVID's still out there.
Nobody's gonna renegotiate that fast on a contract. Everybody's gonna drag their feet about that.
Oh yeah, if they know there's money involved, yeah.
Big
But then meanwhile, like we said, down in Australia, raising lockdown, he can't see Shang-Chi right now.
Is it Canada in technical lockdown too? Like at least
I don't know, maybe.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Places.
So if you do only theatrical release, yeah, parts of the world aren't going to see it. So
although China, if they turn up for it, Eternals, that can make up for everything. That's why we've opened the market to them and kind of catered to them.
True.
Them. So
that's
kind of like, do we want to play that game?
Yeah. But if you do straight theatrical, like Australian parts of the world, at least if you do the Disney Plus thing, you can at least get some money.
Give up all that streaming money because most of that's like 90% theirs. They'd have to definitely renegotiate.
Yeah.
So I don't see Disney doing that. They're like, let it suffer. It's not like we really cared about the Eternals anyway. Let's be honest.
Hey-oh.
Where were we? Sorry, off track.
That's okay. No. I said Maximum Carnage and you went off.
Oh yeah, because that always reminds me. Venom 2 is gonna be such a mess. I'm so here for it. I'm gonna be so drunk.
I think we still have to revisit the crap fest that is Maximum Carnage at some point.
Why does it exist? It's so terrible.
And they keep reprinting it. They keep collecting
Who's
it.
Who's buying it besides Tristan? Actually, technically only likes Toxin. So who's
I know.
buying it?
You got called Carnage and his crew. You got all those guest appearances.
Venom is a very worn premise, and then you give us Carnage, who is less charismatic. You beat the hell out of that too. Like, come on.
Is 90s Black Cat carrying that?
I would kill for a Black Cat movie. Come on, Sony, pull the trigger.
All right, Lilith Hellfire, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who would we get to portray Felicia Hardy?
I would have said ScarJo, but she's a little too old in the tooth. She's a little too long in the tooth now for most movie theaters, movie franchise liking. And she has that whole issue with Disney, so she's probably going to be blackballed unless Chris Evans decides to just continuously do movies with her, like her new movie that's out. I don't know. I don't really know any of the new actresses and stuff. I don't. Ooh, I know. Catherine. Oh, no, she's kind of short, though. I was going to say Catherine, I want to say her last name's Henning or something like that. She's the girl that plays in Supernatural, and then she's in that movie, Map of Tiny Perfect Things. She's been in a lot. She's carried a couple of TV shows. She's blonde. She has nice, she could fill out the cat suit. But she's a little too young, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that would be my vote, actually. Who do you think? Who would you go
I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know.
Like, back in the day, I would have said Sarah Michelle Gellar all day, every day.
Oh, really?
But like now, I don't know a lot of the young actresses anymore. So,
I don't know if she's a movie actress, but what about that? She's short too, but what about that Kat McNamara?
What's she in?
Well, no, the one who played Oliver Queen's daughter.
Oh yeah, she has had a franchise before. Yeah.
Again, she's short, but again, can't you put whoever in like
Oh
heels.
well,
and
screw
stuff.
it. I should just say Katie.
Oh,
Lutz.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Katie Lutz or Katie Cassidy. Screw it.
There you go. I'd watch either one of them. Yeah.
They both actually do the physicality roles, and they're still pretty much trained all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
That's like kind of an instant throw them in there, and they're both used to really tight suits.
they're doing the stunt training. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, Katie Lutz specifically has dance training, which makes it easier to learn fight choreography. So
Would be good for a cat burglar. Yeah.
built-in fan base. Yeah.
Call us, Sony.
No, call Katie Lutz. Get her manager on the phone instantly.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry.
All right. So should we wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. I think this comes to this last issue is what, present day 2009.
The year is 2009.
X-Men and Spider-Man number 4. Yeah, April.
The mutant hunter. I was about to say the manhunter. I'm like, whoop, whoop, nope, not the Flash. Not the Flash.
I was gonna say not Lilith Hellfire.
Boys wish nowadays. Pandemic Lilith doesn't want nothing to do with it.
Whoa.
I live in Florida. Be serious.
True. The dating prospects weren't the greatest before COVID. All right. So here we go. How do you say this? X-Raven? Mr. Sinister's Craven, but with an X instead. Mr. Sinister's hybrid clone from the original X-Men, Craven, Carnage, and Sinister himself. Oh my God.
That's so gross.
The original 5, Craven, Carnage, and Sinister. Oh. And what kind of like egomaniacal
Talk about a madman.
and what kind of egomaniac puts his own DNA in his creation, you know?
We're doing me now.
Exactly.
I like gorillas, and I won't apologize for it.
And hunts down tissue samples from the world's remaining mutants. Oh yeah, because remember, this is after End Day, kids. One depowered Morlock manages to survive and report back to the X-Men, who call in the help of Spider-Man, and it's Peter again. After a brief investigation, they deduce the true nature of the hunter, just as X-Raven attacks. Although Spider-Man, Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Cyclops all fight valiantly, X-Raven easily outmatches them using the powers of the original X-Men. He manages to collect DNA samples from each of the undocumented mutants before Cyclops, who recalls how Spider-Man once repelled Sinister, shocks him in the retreating by granting him a mental glimpse of the atrocities regularly committed by the clone's master. Disturbed, X-Raven returns to his base, destroys the collected tissue samples, and engages Mr. Sinister in a fight for freedom. Meanwhile, Spider-Man and the X-Men nostalgically recount their various alliances and similarly of their roles in the world.
6 years later. I'm sorry. I don't like this just by default because, of course, we get, it's reminded of that whole Mephisto deal, aka One More Day. So this is instantly the worst issue. Just for me, that's my opinion. That's me.
Yeah.
Lilith has the hot takes.
Oh yeah, because if it was present day 2009, yeah, we're in brand new day, so yeah.
Yeah, so just by default. And
What
I feel
about
like it was tied up too neatly. I mean, you had to, but I was a little bored by the end. This issue was kind of boring.
It was more like it just
patting itself on the back.
More about the event than like the actual story. It's like, oh, look, they've interacted so much over the years. And we had to have that. Did we need the whole Sinister plot thread going through this whole thing, or could they have gotten away with just like battling someone different every issue?
They had a vision and they stuck with it, so cheers to that. I mean, they could have fought Craven every time for all I care. Like, without Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister is just so bland. He's so boring. He's like the worst X-Men. Like, we should have had the Shi'ar, for goodness sakes.
Well, I was going to say,
even settle for like Dark Phoenix Force or something.
Would Apocalypse have been better than Mr. Sinister?
Yes, Apocalypse. I mean, just barely, but yes.
Yeah.
Although we know they don't do Apocalypse correctly anymore. So.
At least not live action.
Apocalypse is like if Darkseid and Thanos had a baby. It's just, ooh, I don't like that.
He's very hit or miss, depending who's writing it. Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse. Oh my god! Like I want to burn my retinas out after watching that movie.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I think New Mutants is better than Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse.
Oh really? I still haven't watched New Mutants yet.
I mean, obviously, I didn't pay them my money because the director's trash, but I did watch the movie, and I think it's better than Age of Apocalypse, but barely.
So is X-Men Apocalypse and
it's in the bracket somewhere.
Is New Mutants in the bracket? Like I said, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I think New Mutants has to be in the bracket. Unfortunately, so.
Again,
this is Fox, and it's not a Wolverine movie. Of course, it's garbage.
And they reworked it how many times?
Exactly.
Ugh.
Although some people say, look at Batman versus, look at Justice League.
Oh my god.
Some people, not this person.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I mean the middle issues 2 and 3 are very solid. One is obvious setup and just kind of like it's cheesy 60s and it does what it needs to do for the time frame that it's supposed to be referencing, but still not my favorite. And the last one is just very, very procedural.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they were going more for the timey-wimey than, just,
2014 was better. I'm just going to tell you. And eventually we'll get there.
I was going to say, one day we'll do that. All right. So, anything else?
Nope. What did you think? What is your overall grade and what was your favorite issue?
I mean, I agree with you. Like one was good, but it was a lot of setup, and 4 is basically just like, okay, we're at current day, but meanwhile, 2009 I don't think was the best year for Spider-Man or the X-Men. So
definitely not those two. Like it's like, oh, you should have ended in like 2000 instead.
I wonder if like maybe he was trying to say, oh, but maybe in the current books we'll see more of this Sinister thing or something. I don't know.
And we never saw it again.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, 2 or 3 was the best, and again they squeezed that Ben Reilly in there.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was actually kind of funny. They were like, "Oh, we took a peek in his mind." Oh, oof.
I mean, and again, at least he came out and told them, yeah, the guy you knew before was like, my clone. Again, if Ben had been the original, I mean, that would have been Ben in issue 1.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
like I said, certain things just kind of like in retrospect with the retcons and stuff make it so convoluted and annoying.
Yeah.
But if you just take that out, it's still a solid story. So I try to not let my judgment color things like that.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the writer's intentions. That totally was sales and editorial not putting their foot down and saying enough's enough.
And again, I mean, I guess it's just, I mean, it's probably easier, but I'm glad, Ben just came out and said, oh yeah, that guy was a clone on the original. Because like back during the actual Clone Saga, I think towards the beginning when Ben took over as Spider-Man, the Human Torch is like, who are you? And Ben's like, shut up, I'm not going to tell you anything.
It's like, that's not the Peter I know and love. We're bros.
Thank you, Lil, for that drop. That's not the Peter I know and love.
The drops just write themselves at this point.
I'm just going to have a whole page of you saying Peter drops.
Feel free to sprinkle them throughout.
Sprinkle that, Peter. All right, kids. So
homework.
That's right. Next week you'll hear me and Ray and hopefully Matt Kona talking.
Scarlet Pips.
Speaking of Ben Reilly, yes, talking Web of Scarlet Spider #1, Amazing Scarlet Spider #1, Scarlet Spider #1, and Spectacular Scarlet Spider #1. And then starting in 2 weeks, we get that's right. So after next episode in 2 weeks, you're going to only be able to catch us on the Capes and Lunatics podcast, not here on the Capes and Lunatics
We're
side.
moving up to the big leagues, baby. We're no longer hero support.
No, again, catch the big announcement on Capes and Lunatics episode 225 along with our Shang-Chi review. But yes, Capes and Lunatics sidekicks will be mostly DC going forward, and Capes and Lunatics will be mostly Marvel going forward. So you'll know where to get what you want, although you should listen to both. So, but yes,
Ideally, no pressure, but a lot of pressure.
And again, in October, when we debut on the Capes and Lunatics podcast, for Doc October, here's your homework. Week 1, read Amazing Spider-Man 3. Week 2, we read Amazing Spider-Man 131. There's a wedding.
Yeah, there certainly is.
And that, yes, week 3, Amazing Spider-Man 426 and 4 through 428. How did Doc Ock come back to life after the Clone Saga? Well,
it's none of your damn business, honestly.
Or come back in 3 weeks, and or 4 weeks, where you'll find out. And of course, wrapping up October, Web of Scarlet Spider 2, Amazing Scarlet Spider 2, Green Goblin number 3, Scarlet Spider 2.
Wait a damn minute. That's our shtick. How dare you?
It's Phil Urich. Do you really want to cover that?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's Ben Riley and Phil Urich. Do you really want to cover that, Lilith Hellfire?
Touche, sir. To the Scarlet Pimps it goes.
And I believe 90s villain who called herself Joystick.
Damn, that's a good one.
Oh, that's right, kid. The great game.
Because arcades were huge.
Well, the great game is coming, kids. Stay tuned to the Scarlet Pimps. All right, but meanwhile, so yes, lots of content coming. Or if you have any questions about what's coming starting in October, email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Ultimate Spider Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. You can follow. We have social media for all of our shows and the main Capes and Lunatics sidekicks. So you should. The easiest way to get all your answers, follow all the social media. You can find links to those, links to this YouTube channel. You're gonna want to watch the YouTube at Halloween, kids. So yes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please, if you can, please subscribe to our Patreon. Like we said, good stuff coming this year, but next year we're going to be doing superhero
doing the superhero movie bracket.
That's right, Race to the Worst, kids.
And then we'll have to review it in December.
Well, that might be the winner in December.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, kids, and also if you can't subscribe to the Patreon, you can buy some merch.
Stay hydrated, take a sip, cover your nips, protect your phone, and get sticky with it.
Oh my, that's right, kids. So find links to the merch.
Whip, sticky.
I get it. So yes, links to all our social media, the YouTube channel, the Patreon, and the merchandise, all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And yes, the link will be in the show notes, Lilith Hellfire, no matter what. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this on the podcast, it's always in the show notes, every episode. And speaking of the lady with the finger, Lilith Hellfire, where can people get a hold of you?
If you just want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram @Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making comments and only Star Trek related content @Lilith Hellfire69. It's so salty. You're salty. I'm petty. Get it right.
How hard is it?
I know.
Deceptively hard.
It's a giant-sized man thing.
It's a giant-sized Spider-Man. Wait a minute. That was last.
Oh my God, we might have to do that for a Patreon, just a giant-sized man thing at some point.
Of course, naturally.
Because Ray likes it hard.
And Ray likes it long.
That's right.
Does Russell like it long? Does Russell like it hard?
Find out.
All right, kids.
Arby's sponsor us.
Oh, nice.
Bro, they got really good chicken nuggets now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Might have to do that. All right, kids. Threw everything at you this week. Again, come back in 1 week. The Scarlet Pimp's ride again. More 90s goodness. And then in 2 weeks, again, Capes and Lunatics Podcast will do the big switch over for Doc October. But until then, swing on back.
Twit, twit, twit.